But it's all good. It is all good. We might even do some alt keys to get us started here today. Just gonna have to see what's going on. Alright, got those, got those. Let's get it. I'm doing pretty well. Had a couple days kind of chill, and then also work on some stuff for next season, which is nice. Much needed. Yeah, I'll start an alt key or two. Let's get a couple alt keys going. Gotta get my pally a little more geared. Gotta get my pally some lovin'. What about you? What's been going on? She is. Yeah, my grandma's in Tennessee with my parents now and everything like that. So she's basically just getting settled, you know? Basically just getting settled, and they're making sure that she's got everything she needs, you know? But I appreciate it. Okay. Yeah, my pally needs some loving. Yeah, me too. Me too. Alright, he's got all his 12s at least. I don't know, 12 to 14? Since you're a focus field expert right now, how many can I ingest legally and medically before I start tweaking like I'm high on Fent? I thought Fent kind of slowed you down a little bit. At most, I take like 2 at a time. It's 100 milligrams caffeine. That's usually what I'll have for, you know, a coffee or energy drink or something like that. That's plenty. And then after like an hour, I'll take like 1 more if I'm feeling it, if I'm really wanting it. Pretty simple. Pretty simple. What the next raid might be? I am still surprised that we haven't heard anything, to tell you the truth. I'm like very confused by that. I'm very confused by that. I hope that it's... What would be a cool way to cap off the expansion? I think that's the most important thing, right? What would be like a cool ass enemy? I don't know. If we get to like fight in like Hollowfall, and I don't know, there's some giant squids and evil invasion or some stuff like that, I'd be down. That sounds fun. I didn't read the Hollowfall tale or the Farron tale, nah. Did it actually like give some hints? I'm gonna do Priory. I guess I could just find a key, or run my own key. Some of them because of Marin. I don't know if that's her name in English. I don't know either way. I don't know either. Yeah, I mean, there's some like, you know, the Ethereals kind of like turn their back on, or deceived Zalitos, so I wouldn't be surprised if like they're trying to make some kind of power play, and then we kind of like stop a threat, and then also help Xalatath in the process, and then she kicks off Midnight as a result of it. That's kind of like where my mind was going with it all. Yeah. One of the raid bosses will be just us getting stomped by Zalata's toes or feet. I would not be surprised with Blizzard. It does seem like their latest cinematics have moved away from that, though. So maybe they realized it. Maybe. Oh, man. But it's really strange because they just, I don't know, usually by this point they will say, like, hey, you know, patch is coming, or here's the announce, here's our game plan, you know, whatever. I guess it's for creating suspense. Yeah. Been a bit odd. Been a bit odd. Is this actually the latest Pally build that I'm running right now? Let's see. Couple of tweaks. Wait till the patch drops for new info? Yeah, I guess so. It would be kind of weird. It would be kind of weird to have Dimensius when we've really never seen him before. Oh, I'm walking right now. With that treadmill, exclamation point setup has the has a link to it if you want it. Yeah. Yo, how you doing, Pyro? Appreciate you, big dog. Yeah, it's got the standing desk, it's got the treadmill, it's got all that stuff. Yeah. Depending on what you're looking for like a standing desk, Secret Lab also has one. But it doesn't you can't order them as big as Uplift. So I wanted like a massive desk, and that's why I went with Uplift. But Secret Lab has some cool stuff. Oh, you already got one? Yeah, they're dope. They're really, really nice. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty solid. I kind of would like to have one with some incline to it. Maybe in the future. I might switch around, but this one's been great. It only actually like generates noise when you're changing like settings and stuff, and then after that, it's just nice and chill, nice and quiet, which is good. If you're 6'6" with the standing desk to work, I'm 6'4". Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the nice thing with this treadmill is it doesn't like collapse or anything. I just turn it 90 degrees and put it underneath my desk because my desk is long enough for it. So I just put it underneath my desk in front of me, and it's tucked away. Nice and easy. Yeah, I think I can bring this up, Last Alien, my desk. I can bring it up like a few more inches, so it should be like just enough for you at 6'6". Yo, I'm a little rusty. Nope. Later, Tater.
I simply wish you had lasted a little longer.
Turbo can't fit on your desk since it's older. I've attached the tablet to the front so you can watch your streams on it. Oh, hell yeah. There you go. Oh, he got the chef. Alright, bet. Yeah. Yep.
Only the strongest survive.
Woo! Well, that was a tragedy. NT. Dang, this fell apart fast. It fell apart fast. He said, it's time for me to suffer. Well, he, like, recognized me. He's like, yo, what's up, man? Like, what's going on? And I was like, hell yeah. And a little bit of crumbling. It happens. It happens. Yo, AutomaticJak, thank you so much for the prime, dude. Show Mog. Oh, my Mog's bad. Hang on, let me fix it first. Don't look at my shame. Don't look at my shame. Hang on, here's the Mog that I've been running with lately. It's the mop, like, tiger setup. Ah, Last Alley. Yo, welcome in, dude. Appreciate you. Yeah, it's like a tiger mob from, like, Terrace in the Springs. Or something like that. Something like that. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm already here, aren't I? Let's go. Just ignore why I was already here. Maybe I just really, really needed the keystone. Yo. Let's get it. I need an absurd amount of gilded crests, but I'm probably gonna bring my pally to mythic reclears going forward. Because my monk, I know I haven't really played my monk on stream that much, but I've been running him in our alt raid because the raid's honestly so easy that we've been doing a lot of alt raids, and that guy's already 683 as well as my priest, so he's actually just chilling. He's actually just chilling. I don't have to worry about him. And mythic rings. Dude, me neither, actually. My priest has the Jaster Diamond, which I bought, and then I only got one ring that is mythic quality ever. And that was from my vault. Yeah. So one of them I bought, one of them I got in the vault. Literally had no other rings dropping for me in my vault. It's actually stupid.
Hey yo, how's it going?
Hey, how you doing, Arv? Thank you for the 18 months. It's a pretty chill week. Been a pretty chill week. Now this weekend, I get to go apartment shopping. Because I got to figure out, especially with this season, I gotta figure out if I'm gonna try to move before next season launch or if I'm gonna move after. So we gotta still figure out when the season's coming around, but I think my lease is up in like early September, late August, which I think is when the season's coming out. We'll see.
4, 3.
Yeah, actually, no, people mentioned the turbulent time waves being like early August as well, so maybe it's that. Yeah. So I got plenty of time to like find somewhere to move, but it's more of like, when do I do the move? Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be the big question. When do I do the move? A little Diva aura going on. You always go on vacation the first week of a patch. You leave the 10th to the 16th. Oh no. I'm gonna have to keep that in mind, Harv. I'm gonna have to keep on asking you and keep up to date with your vacation schedule, so that way I'll be in the know. But if I can, I would love to move before the season comes up. But there's no chance in hell I'm like breaking my lease early or anything like that. So, we'll see. Yeah, I don't know what overcharged elves are at this point. I know they're like affixes or something. That's another thing. I gotta do a little research on that. Gotta make sure I cook up a video. Don't y'all ramp up days for the first few weeks? Definitely. Well, also I'll be away at like, hopefully, fingers crossed, right? Hopefully I'll get hired for Race to World first, you know. So that's the other part of it is like, if I moved before the patch, then I'd be like in the new apartment for a couple days, then go to Race to World first, and then come back or something like that, you know? But usually after race is like a pretty chill period for a couple weeks, so maybe that would work too. So we'll have to see. Like I said, tomorrow I gotta figure out the exact like day where my lease ends. Yeah. I think it's gonna be tough, especially since we're running basically all War Within dungeons. I think it'll be pretty tough to beat Dispriest if nothing major is changing. But a lot of major things could change, so tough to say, you know. I actually am working on a prediction video, so that should be out soon. Because I kind of go over like not only like a wish list of what I want to happen, but also things that I like. Here's the changes I think that Blizzard's going to do, whether you like it or not, kind of thing. So we answer that a little bit in that video too. But I kind of still get the impression that Dis is still going to be on top. Before, you know, before we see any other major changes, right? Any tips for beginner age pals? Make sure you have like really good sight on like your holy power and your holy shocks. A lot of times you kind of get glutted with resources. So, you know, you might need to be hitting Judgment and Holy Shock on cooldown. Well, one of them takes priority, right? And so just being very comfortable with, like, prioritizing the Holy Shocks when you're about to overcap or are overcapped. To kind of, like, dig your way out of that, I think is super important. Just good weak auras, really, to, like, track everything. And then just try to be, like, more aware of... What is it? Try to be, like, as aware as you can of your awakening, which is your stacks of your spender. That's the 6 that you see right there on the screen. Because once I hit Judgment, I'm going to extend the duration of my wings. And that's always super important, especially when you're pugging a lot. You see the 8... now goes to 9. So every spender that I cast is giving me the stacks for Awakening. And so once I hit, I think it's like, what, 14 stacks? That's when I'm going to be able to get my Wings extension or Wings proc. So much of your healing really happens in Wings. Is it 15? God, there's so many stacks. Yeah, 15 stacks. So staying in wings, being in wings, right here, I'm kind of waiting a sec, activating it whenever the dots come out. That way I have it available. And then I'm following up with Holy Prism, which is also going to give me my Dawn Lights, and that creates the laser beams. So that basically just makes better spot healing for me, because I waited for when my awakening was most needed, activated it at that time to help out, and there you go. I think a lot of Pally talents need reworks. Pally actually needs, like, less involved talents. Like Dusk and Dawn, way too complicated, way too much garbage. For, like, such a little gain, you know? Pally just needs a lot of talents that are like, your Holy Shock or your Light of Dawn does X% more. And it would be totally fine. Pally mains don't even want to have this, like, crazy-ass complex stuff. They just want to push their button and have their button do fat heals, you know? Most of the blessings you just cast on yourself. Pretty much the only one that you don't is Autumn, the, like, orangey one. And that's one that you'll hit on, like, mages. I'm sure there's other specs that care about it, but, like, the damage one that I just put on me, that's Summer itself. You just put it on yourself, your healing turns into damage. So I'm helping DPS by heal. Yeah, I hope Holy Pally just needs, like, some simplification, basically. There's too many, like, tiny abilities that do little heals here, little heals there. And it basically munches up potential healing that your, like, Holy Shock or your Spenders could be doing instead, you know? That, I think, is what's really, really bad about it. Only one's the fattest Holy Shocks? Exactly. Exactly. No, it's all War Within Dungeons, Rose. Yeah. Cell showed Runic Power for Bloody K as a power bar, if you want it to be. If you want it to be XP. Yeah. I want to say it's under appearance, but it's an option called Power Bar Filters, and you can set every single spec in the game's power bars, energy, runic power, whatever, and you can specifically pick and choose if you want to see it or if you don't want to see it. I think it's under appearances, but just look around for it. It'll be there. It's just it's a horizontal bar that you click on called Power Bar Filters. But it is good to track that. Personally, I have a weak aura that just shows the RP and it shows it in, like, a bigger format. But again, totally up to you. Track the important stuff. Track it in a way that you prefer. You'll be set. You know. Yeah. Yo, what up, Husky? When I'm getting chores, like taking out the recycling, doing grocery shopping, eating, getting a cat, just the norm for the weekend. Well, I'm glad that you're spending that time with us. Nah, I know what you mean. Sometimes you just gotta, like, surrender to the procrastination a little bit. You just gotta surrender. Try to have those days where I just do absolutely nothing. Rest a little bit, then get back at it later. How often do I cast Flash of Light? Almost never in keys. Almost never. Holy Light I'll cast if I need a... Holy Light I do cast occasionally. Like, right here is probably pretty good to cast it because I have the Holy Prism Divine Favor buff. And I have Infusion. So it made for a pretty good cast. And Wings proc and Divine Toll. And how about a little Holy Light cast? Make sure everyone's nice and healthy. Since I'm gonna get an extension out of Awakening, I can pop Wings right now. Use that to heal through the debuffs. And deal extra damage. And then my Awakening's gonna just keep on extending. And then when we have the next AoE going off, we can also make sure that we use Divine Toll, which is gonna help even more resource gen. Make it nice and easy. We rip a Dispel, we sack the DK. And then we work on getting our next Awakening proc for the next AoE. So we got it pooled up, and in 8 seconds we can proc our Awakening and have Divine Toll once again. Nice and simple. Pop our Wings nice and early, hit a Spender, hit Divine Toll, more spending. There we go. Get about 2:30 and actually go and do things. There you go. Yeah. Honestly, I feel like my productivity is a lot better when I kind of just set aside more time to just do nothing. Or nothing, you know, productive, right? Press Light of Dawn? Not really in keys, but in raids there are. Because you have like a stacking buff. I forget what the talent's called in raids, where you can hit it at like max stacks. I'm gonna just pop Wings a little preemptively here. And I still got 30 seconds on my sack, otherwise I would have hit it there. It's a little scary with the final stings. If you don't have a lot of good crowd control, you can just kind of wombo combo your tank. So, yeah, I mean, your spenders are either Eternal Flame or Shield of the Righteous. Those are your two options for keys. Those are your two options. I think we're getting an extra stack. Yep. Getting an extra stack of the Swarming Surprise. I'm just going to clear that out. Yeah, 100%, dude. Commonly, what you do in like higher keys with your beacons is you'll beacon the tank on trash and then move it to a DPS for most boss fights. And since my mastery is giving me more healing to people who I'm close to or to my beacons, I'm putting beacon on my furthest away range player, which is our hunter. Makes it a lot easier to heal him, and I don't like shy away from directly healing the hunter because it is pretty necessary. But it also just makes sure that I am more efficiently able to heal him when I do have to directly heal him. We got Wings flowing again. It is pretty scary with these stacks from like the B-lets. He's like, oh my god, he's like 15 stacks. It's not the end of the world. You know, you just kind of, you get it when you can. Yo, how you doing, Rag? You're in BDK on Kata? Yeah, I gotta like level. I gotta actually level. Or I guess you could buy like a boost or something, right? Can't you just buy a boost that you're already like leveled in Kata and then you're ready for Mop Classic? Isn't that going to be a thing? Kata leveling was not my cup of tea, but Mop leveling, whoo! Boost is already out. Okay. This is what, like mid-July Mop Classic release? I mean, Mop leveling is just so good. Like, you don't need a guide. You just go follow some quests and you just kind of chill, you know? Shit's great. Pre-patch is 2nd of July. Okay, sick. I got plenty of time then. Then we'll probably, like, I guess I'll probably chip away at that then. Yeah. Are they dropping the raids immediately on release like OG Classic did? Or are they giving you like a week to level? Oh, that's a big hit. What? I didn't even realize I had to be closer.
Howdy.
Howdy, howdy, howdy. What up, board? Yeah, it's just the 86 months, dude. Why are my bees not functioning? Okay. Wait, my bees literally don't work. Yeah, maybe you'll have a better chance. My bees are broken. I just crashed 3 bees in and they did nothing. Look at this fucking swarm we got right here. I don't get it. I don't get it. The bee malfunction. Seriously, it is. Look at this. Okay, that actually worked. But I got 3 stacks and I died.
Wasn't necessary.
Tragic. Tragic. Okay. Oh my god, it worked! Yay! All it took was my death. All it took was my gruesome death to fix this. Like, I don't understand why, like, the bee just breaks and doesn't work sometimes. So strange. So strange. I did just die there, Thomas. What up, big dog? Yo, Hot Mess, thank you for the new sub, dude. Welcome in. Yeah, I feel like a hot mess right now. Getting murdered by bees. Getting murdered by bees. What up, a noob? I think I pulled baby bees. It's fine. See, they reset. They reset. We're fine. How's the Iron Man prog coming, Thomas? Damn, we are just cleaving everything down. Come on, you one more. There we go. We're not angry classics RB when we basically catch up to current content and still claim that the older stuff is better. That's been a nice thing with like OG Classic getting released, is I never have to like jump into pub groups and hear people complain about how like much better Classic is. They can actually just like they can't say that anymore because the answer is just go play Classic if it's better, you know? It's so nice. What up, John? Brogging well did a 70.3 last week and now suffering from man flu. What the? Ellesmere wouldn't have gotten sick with man flu. Nah, I hope we feel better soon, dude. Alright, we're going champ. Not guzzling the lights Kool-Aid propaganda. True. True. That's right, man. So messed up. Wait, is 12 max for Gilded? I don't get any more if I do 14s, right? I literally just blanked. Pretty sure this is the best we do. Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. Respawn class gets a spell called Smite, none of the Pallies do. Yeah, but they get Judgment and Crusader Strike. They got some cool abilities. Besides, with how like bad Smite is these days, it's not much. It's not much. Nice. A little plus 2-y. A little plus 2-y. Yeet. Nice and easy. Give me those crests. What is the crest cost for these weapon upgrades that I need to do? 30. Okay. It's 30 to take these to higher levels, and I'm probably not going to do it with the weapon. Probably not. Oh, wait, that's what I wanted to get. I still have to do more Dinar catch-up quests. Okay, I'm already on one. Never mind. Alright, so we're good there. I somehow... I guess I understand how I did that, but I upgraded, like, my rings and my neck before my weapons, which is kind of weird. Kind of weird. And I need to do a lot of dungeons, don't I? Yeah, alright. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Am I triggers the spells? Usually not. I mean, I will macro like evangelism and what do you call it? Evangelism and House of Cards. I will. Oh, Lee John, thank you for the 10 gifted, man. Welcome into Fugeki, Ghana, Wombat, Greybush, Viking, Pex, Sakaga, Shure, Akrik, and Alti. Oh, thank you, dude. I know, that's right. Gifted subs are 35% off. Pretty big steal. Pretty big steal. Haven't been any class buffs in like a month, I think. So, Pally didn't get buffed. I just fully geared up my monk. Want to gear up my Pally some more. I brought him into 5 of 8 mythic. Yeah, brought him into 5 of 8 mythic, so. I actually didn't get Vexing the Gear Grinders on mythic on him. I'll have to do that next week. Yeah. The argument against macroing House of Cards is Shadow Fiend. I think Shadow Fiend is good to macro it into in keys.
How are you doing?
I think it's good to macro it in during keys, but when you're raiding, usually you want to Shadow Fiend first, and then you want to Evangelism, so you want to have more uptime on your House of Cards when you activate it, and since Evangelism's later in the sequence, that's when you'd want to do it. I'm doing pretty well. Wait, thank you for the 62 months in a row. Holy shit. I am vibing, man. Getting some steps in. My hamstrings hurt so bad, but I know if I sat down all day, they would hurt even worse. So, we're drinking protein, we're stretching them out, and we're rolling. And getting some alt keys done. And then we'll probably get on and do some priest stuff after I do like 2 more keys on Pally. Yep. Most of these advantages and extra healing keys, but not the case in raids. Yep. 100%, dude. You're on the right track. Absolutely. Wow, I have a lot of grand banquets. I didn't even realize that. Here's our food, guys. Here's our food. Only struggle with raid pally healing is I feel like I'm never healing as much as other people. It's always feel like you're only healing like 8 people. Yeah, but that's really like all you can do as a paladin. You can't really like AoE heal everybody all at once, you know? Rank 3 flasks. Well, we have been doing a lot of sales. The gold's getting back up there. At one point I had like 800k, but we're doing so many sales every week. It helps a lot. Still gotta get up to like over 5 mil before the season starts, so I might see if I can pick up some like M+ sales or something like that.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Are you stuck in your old ways? Oh, team. All right, there we go. There's the soothe. Pally usually just will like either beacon the tanks or, you know, give them some direct healing in the way of like some eternal flames and whatnot. But they're much more the spot healers for the raid. Yeah. Much more of the spot healers. Let's spread out. Amazon would like to know if your latest order met my satisfaction. It did. Thank you. It was quite good. You run beacons of both tanks? Rarely, like very rarely, super niche type stuff. Most of the time, what you want to do... Oh man, he's probably in ads. Tragic. Well, for the subs, who don't get any ads. If you go to the damage taken page on Warcraft logs, there is a tab that you can market, or that you can change things called ERHPS. And that is... what is it? EHRPS. That's what it is. Effective healing required per second. And it's basically a stat that says, like, who actually needs the most outside healing? That's all it does. It's like, who needs lots and lots of outside healing? And then it tells you. It's a really, really effective tool for pallies, even shamans as well, for like targeting purposes, to say like, who needs the healing? Who should you focus more of your healing into on average? It's a really, really good tool. And so if you consistently see that like you're not beaconing a hunter, but they're really high on the EHRPS list, then you just start beaconing them, and you'll probably do a pretty good amount of healing from it. Casters good at cast defensive, never seem to have the issue with melee. Yeah. Because like melee you're also closer to, because you have to keep in mind your Pally's mastery increases your healing based on your proximity. And so your healing on melee should be pretty flawless, right? It should be pretty flawless. Tips for Prez, been struggling with getting people to stay close. Like in keys, you mean? Yeah, big thing with keys is like, if I know there's like a hunter in my group who's always going to be out of range of me, I usually just kind of like default to putting an echo up on him before I cast like any other empowered spell. Just to have that like extra layer of safety. I'll even like echo a reversion on him constantly just to make sure. But you want to make sure you're kind of just keeping up with that. And then basically just being really aggressive with like your Spirit Blooms. Because when you play Chrono Warden, you get a lot of cooldown reduction for it. And so I know sometimes people try to like rely more on like breath or rely more on like other spells. But like, I feel like your first reaction should almost always be your Spirit Bloom. And sometimes I'll honestly like, I'll store a kind of like an inefficient stasis where like I may not have needed to use all those sequences of abilities or something like that, but I'll use it to get it on cooldown. And then if I hit an oh shit moment later on in the pull, I'll have all that healing stored up and ready to go. That one's always like a really big one that I try to do, just so that if the worst happens, I'm ready for it, you know? This is like the worst one. Yo, what up, BF? Started playing Prez last week because your DPS friends don't want to play a less classed. One word, despair. Yeah, I bet they don't want to stand close to you either. Yeah, you're playing Rookery. Yep. Yeah. That is just tragic. Yeah, if I run Rookery, I always just try to, like, no matter what I play with, I always try to bring a DK. Because that way the DK can basically be self-sufficient or almost entirely self-sufficient. And then I can just focus on the other two. It always helps a lot. True, and for second boss, it's nuts as well. Good call there. He's walking. My girlfriend owes you $5. There you go. There you go, boo. Are you gonna use that $5 to subscribe to your favorite streamer now that subscriptions are 35% off? Oh my god. What a great day. Final day of 35% off subs. Never ever will happen ever again in our lifetime. If $5 going in the wedding fund, that's so messed up, man. Where are your priorities at in life? So messed up. New healer class for DK. Just make him a necromancer. Can't kill my team if I keep bringing him back from the dead. God, that reminds me of like Battlefield, when you'd get like the shock pads and you could like tase your friends back to life. One of my friends would always just run down into like the worst choke points, and I would just be playing like the medic class and just rezzing him on repeat over and over and over again. Because he would have raged the fuck out if if he was like dead and had to like wait to respawn. Friends are classic players playing retail for the first time. I'm pugging a tank, we're breaking sevens. I'm here in the trenches. Oh god, why? Why did you decide to play Prez? Why couldn't you just play Shaman, dude? You have made some critical mistakes in life. Hate Shamans? Well, sounds like you're on pace to be hating Preservation as well. Sounds like you're on pace to be hating that too. Think they're good with their 500k DPS pressing one button. Yeah, you're trying to talk about healer damage and you're playing Preservation of Ochre. Come on now, let's be serious. You have my bow and my axe and your brother. Damn, John, you got that fast. We lived. Which around like a moron, blinking and flapping everywhere, effectively on CD. That's how you live life, you know? That's how you live life. Well, we're surviving all the casts. Hey, what up, Dirty Mike and the boys? We're going pretty well, dude. They're kind of slow in the WoW scene, so I haven't really been streaming as much lately. But it's about to change. We're about to get 11-2 PTR, about to get an announcement about the next raid. About to start heating up I'm excited. I'm very, very excited. Dude, hopefully they do something with Prez. I think that Prez needs like a mini rework specifically for 5-mans. And have it like basically all revolve around like making the quality of life of the spec better. That would be the biggest thing. Just like at the moment, Prez is like the most proactive healer in keys. And it's weird. It is very, very weird. No word on high key comp classes for Midnight? Nah, there's nothing about Midnight yet. Nothing. The Echo mechanic is definitely the most fun healing gimmick they ever came up with. I love healing with Prez. The current dungeon, it's by far the hardest. Yeah, there has to be some kind of adjustment, basically. You know? So you came back to the game doing Mistweaver, already 675. Only been a couple weeks. I just gotta figure out a good alt to play. Might I interest you in the Priest? Heard it's really good, and there's some really good guides out there. We don't even know anything about Season 3, let alone new X-Pack. True. Very, very true, man. But we believe there's not going to be a Season 4, which is also an absolute dub. You know? Oh, yeah. Let's reload. 40-yard range will probably not fix it either. That's the thing. Is, like, there needs to be some more changes beyond just 40-yard range for keys. That'd be nice, but I don't think it's going to, like, instantly solve all our problems, you know? So. I'm just gonna give him sack for the rest of that bleed. I do not want a faded season. Good looking out, Arrow. Thank you, man. What a double A. Oh, shit. Fine. Yeah. Pally Bubble is amazing. Yeah, Void Weaver is definitely still viable. It's definitely still viable. Oh, fuck button always works. That's the thing, is like it's so nice playing alts after playing Priest for a while. Because on every single alt you have better mobility, better survivability, better movement. Often more instant cast spells. It's great. It's like every single time you're playing an alt, it's like, holy shit, everything's easier to deal with this stuff. You know? Skelly keys, no plans. No plans. Yeah, Void Weaver's more damage than Oracle. But Oracle's usually safer. How you doing, Kellen? Pretty good, just chilling and doing some 12s. I know, somehow Blizzard thinks that having, like, really consistent but slow movement speed is better or on par as like rolls and blinks. Very strange. Very, very strange. Because, like, even when there's pulls that have, like, marathon sprints, like, remember Rashanan? Even on that fight, your solution was play time spiral and just mash time spiral so everyone could spam all their sprints, you know? It's like, oh. So Feather's not even better there. You didn't even keep up with Pre, so the class of blinks and dashes are faster? Exactly. Exactly. I would get, like, rescued. I would get rescued, and then I'd grip the other priest. And that's how I would do that fight. Surely we skip. Yeah. Let's get the buff on an alt, log out, and do one dungeon each week to extend it. Wait, what buff? Oh, did you join a new guild, Kellen? What's the ranking jump that you made? You either say is easy to pick up as a priest main, looking to try other stuff. Probably shaman is the easiest. Does Coley, what should I craft? I have 5 sparks. Craft a... I'd probably just craft a staff. That's crit mastery. Actually, like, all your stats I just put as crit mastery. Yeah. Make it real simple. Yeah, craft a staff, craft a ring, craft a neck. You might want some haste on like one of the rings or the neck. Just because you want to have like around 20% haste, but after that you just want crit mastery. So maybe one of your jewelry pieces should have some haste on it. But you do weapon, which is 2. 2, neck is 3, ring is 4, 5 would be cloak. Yeah. Yeah, like Bonzo said. You get rid of the seer circlet when you have a mythic level ring to get rid of it. Yeah. Yeah, don't craft a belt. Because we're about to get a belt. Heroic Jaster Diamond. Oh, you do? Interesting. Yeah, if you already have the Heroic Jaster Diamond, then, like, your crafted ring should be enough to replace the Sears. You'll be fine. So, staff, neck, ring, cloak. I'm playing Herald of the Sun. Yeah, good old Herald of the Sun. Trinkets his disc. Muggsy Jug, Pick Me Up, and House of Cards are the big three. I'll usually only use Pick Me Up in like Floodgates, Dark Flame Cleft, that kind of thing. So should be fine, Yif. Should be fine. You go for the non-embellished pieces, Dirty Mike. Yeah. Get, like, Embellish Ascension for your weapon, and then get the Writhing Armor Banding Embellish for your cloak. And then you'll be good. Bam. Trinkets this season are insanely powerful compared to season 1. Well, also dungeon trinkets are a lot like weaker relative to season 1's dungeon trinkets. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's a lot of trinket tuning to kind of like return a little bit of the balance of power, you know? I would not be surprised. I think we can get away with just pounding damage a bunch off bull. One of the big challenges I feel like when I play Pally is your healing and your damage cooldowns are just like directly related to each other. So if you're using a cooldown for damage, you're not using it for healing kind of thing. It works out pretty well in a fight like this. Do I not have blinding? Oh my god, I have repentance. That would explain it. I was like, what the hell did I just cast? I think I just full-ass cast a repentance into the boss, didn't I? Or into an ad or something. Yeah. Pally's feeling a lot better. Yeah. Yeah, I brought him into raid. I got him a Mr. Pick Me Up with my first dinar. And I gotta do some more quests. I gotta do some more dinar quests. But I got him 5 boss kills on Mythic. I'm gonna get him a couple more crests and then bring him into raid re-clears, you know? I'm dead. Yep. Fuck.
survive.
We got. Zigged instead of zagged. Just a little bit of alt stuff. And then I think I'm gonna get on and do priest keys. Pizza mash and a french fry. Yep, exactly. Come on, guys. Use your defensives. Live this. Live this. Mage defensive. Okay, I think he still has cheat. Very doable. 18 mil. Yeah, I think he had mass barrier. Easy. +1 point. Easy. Woo. Never in doubt. Never in doubt. Never in doubt. It was all gonna be fine. It's all gonna be fine. Oh yeah, we got bonus Valor Stones because we gained a little bit of IO too. That's pretty sick. A little plus 50. All right, quick bio, and I'll be right back. All right, let's get it. Oh shit moments out of healing CDs. You bubble, you sack somebody, you bop someone, Diva Aura, like you play off the mitigation tools. And then you also just try to take stock of how much your healing is doing outside of cooldowns, and you kind of make it like a business decision as to like who can live, who can not live kind of deal. I am a healer, Leech King. I am a healer. Sorry, man. juice up my Mr. Pick Me Up. Nah, you actually don't cast Tears Deliverance. You just run with Tears Deliverance to basically get you the haste out of Relentless Inquisitor. Yeah. I'm getting LGM plus. Hopefully never. Hopefully never, to be honest. I think a solo QM plus would work up to 12s, but like nothing higher. Yeah. If they went any higher, if they went any higher with it, I think it would just kind of like fuck with the game a lot. Yeah. No, you just really don't hit Tears Deliverance at all. You just don't really hit it at all. Is there room for one more son? We're at 669. If I could trade Gilded Crests, the 990 I have on my Priest, man, my pally would be juiced. Am I optimistic for the add-on Apocalypse? Not really. But it'll be good content, that's for sure. That's for sure. Lots to figure out. Yeah. Why do you need to spend Valor Stones in a slot you already have 684? Because Blizzard's silly. And they think that players are going to go out and do open world content to get Valor Stones. And they really won't, because the Valor Stone rewards there are so bad. If they actually offered good Valor Stone rewards, and they started offering like quality of life changes for doing open world content, like let's say like, you know, resonance crystals are your currency you get for doing world activities. If you could spend these to re-roll your key, or you could buy an item once a week that's very expensive with resonance crystals, but it makes it so your key won't deplete down a level, people would do it. Like, they gotta add this quality of life stuff to the game. They really need to be looking to add some quality of life stuff to the game that's going to encourage you to go out of your way to do some world activities and make your life a little bit easier in keys. And it doesn't have to be performance metrics, you know, but like, hey, you get another chance on a high-end key. Awesome. People are going to do that. People will go farm that up while they wait for a group, you know? Yeah. Yo, how you doing, Ollie? But yeah, add-on Apocalypse, though, yeah. I think Blizzard is going to feel, like, forced to walk back a bunch of their proposed changes. And they may not actually go all the way through with it. We'll see. That's my prediction, at least. Better make the UI actually good then, because if you use LVI for so long, it's going to feel like crap. Oh yeah, they have a lot of work to do. They got an insane amount of work to do. Yeah, I mean, I don't anticipate this add-on, like, removal type stuff to happen until, like, I don't know, end of midnight, maybe? Early, you know, Last Titan or something? Like, a while. A while. Yeah, a lot of cosmetic add-ons won't be touched, but I think there's gonna be some collateral damage. But the nice thing about it is, like, we're probably gonna know well in advance. Like, if Blizzard does it right, they should be spending, like, let's say Season 2 of Midnight. They should have the PTR have, like, no add-ons or none of the add-ons that they're going to impact. And then just see how people play with it in the PTR testing. And then, you know, when Season 2 comes out, add-ons will still be there. And then when they test Season 3, they do the same thing. And then they say, okay, at the start of Season 3, there's going to be none of, you know, these add-ons we're getting rid of, whatever it is. Oh, yeah, if Blizzard does it right is a huge statement. I mean, in my opinion, I feel like they have severely underutilized the resource that is PTR testing. As somebody that has done PTR testing for like 10 years, they miss so much, or they just don't like put the resources in to take in player feedback. It's like a whole mess, you know? It's like a whole mess. And like every year I hear the same thing where I'm like, hey, there's this like really big bug that they gotta fix about this and that. And they're like, oh, don't worry. The build that we have on PTR is, you know, far behind what we have working on at Blizzard right now. Don't worry, the future build will fix it. And like the future build almost never fixes it. And it goes live that way. It's like tale as old as time, you know? Like, yay. Like, the fact that class discords have these constant list of bugs, and so many of them have been around for, like, years, shit's crazy. It's actually crazy. I don't remember what that is, right? I think that's the Divine Toll one. Voodoo or Healbot, go heal. I'll probably stop healing if I have to use their standard UI. Well, they do have click casting in standard UI, but yeah, standard UI does suck for healing. Well, that's the thing is, like, I don't feel like Blizzard devs should have to go into class Discord communities, but at least start up some kind of conversation or some kind of channel with high-end players for bugs. And that would go pretty hard. Yeah, I have to look at my talents, right? Is this Shayloon's bug still happening with Mistweaver? Holy shit, I thought they fixed that. Oh my god. Bubble, no! We just like missed a super obvious one off to the side. Oh man. At least the debuff is just a debuff and not like a full length dot. Yeah. Shit. Oh! Oh man. Doesn't feel good when you don't have your wings. Or your steed. Alright, maybe Priest would have been better in that niche situation right there. Maybe a little bit better. Maybe the constant move speed does have a place. Well, yeah, that's the thing. We used to have Reverse Leap of Faith in Warlords, and it was a major glyph, and it was insane. It was so helpful. And that would work ridiculously well with Time Spiral. Because right now, our Time Spiral is straight up awful. It's so bad. Ryber Evoker for Swords by saying Time Spiral and Blessing the Bronze do nothing. There you go. Yeah, these things do nothing for me. Give me something worth my while. I got nothing. It's actually super weird. Remember, what was it, Dragonflight Season 4, where they squished all the key levels? I know we're not getting back to, like, 30s, but it definitely feels like we're getting back into, like, the bloated key levels, but it's also kind of good, because whenever I'm healing on my alts, I actually feel like I can keep people alive. But the second you start going into, like, higher keys, then, you know, it's like, alright, well, just can keep people alive. You know, I are playing Holy in, you know, our 18s and some 19s, and I'm like, I just, you know, hope for the best. Just hope for the best. Yeah, Judgment Consecrate and normal Consecrate stack damage. They also both work with Golden Path, but Golden Path doesn't really do much. Yeah. But it is good to double them up.
Another month gone by. You're my walking role model, DD.
Yeah. See what you did there, Honey Badger. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Gosh, how many months has it been? 25. Thank you so much, dude. I get those steps in, baby. Nice and slow and steady, you know? I kind of want to bop the tank, but The stacks are technically about to fall off. Oh my god, team. We need some damn, please. Okay, dude. Melee is a prison. In comms, tanks feels good. Yeah. And also, you just kind of know what's happening next. Having the shot caller in the group, I feel like, is often really underrated. Somebody you can communicate what's happening next, what the next pulls are going to be, what's threatening to kill everybody, all of that. Dude, he had huge stacks. I'm gonna hold off and not use my Awakening proc. Yeah, we hold off on that because this next pull is gonna be really nasty. And then I can go Awakening proc into a Wings cast, and we'll be big chillin'. Just gotta cast it in 5 seconds. I even get away with not casting, yeah. I'm gonna just hit Divine Toll, get it on cooldown, because it's super important to be cycling that. Since our tier set gives us all the CDR. And then we can hold Wings. So, yeah, what's up, Genjo? Makes sense taking the 2 charge of CFT and Tia Serenity to apply 2 more random. Random what? Oh, I see. I don't think you I'd have to log on to my monk. I can log on after this and see what talents I'm running. But I mean, when you play like Master Harmony and Keys, you always have 2 charges of Thunder Focus Tea, yeah. But if you, ran Secret Infusion, had 2 Thunder Focus Tea casts, and you used it on 2 different buffs, then yeah, it would give you 2 different buffs. But you don't really, like, stack it up that way with Master Harmony. Because you're also spending your Vitality when you play Master Harmony. And so then you'd have, like, to wait, 30 seconds or something like that. You'd probably be overcapped on... You'd probably be, like, overcapped on your Vitality. You miss out on a bunch of damage or healing as a result. Yeah, the Outlaw is taking quite a bit of damage from the, Yeah, get on in there. Get on in there. Yeah, he's taking some decent killing spree damage, but thankfully I didn't even know there was like a dot component to it. That's pretty nice. Back when I played Rogue, if you died in killing spree, you were just gone. Your safety during killing spree was cheat death. What's iframes? Wait, that like didn't do anything? That's weird. It like kind of pushed stuff back. Is this just like a rogue thing? I've never heard of invincibility frames. Oh, I didn't even know you were immune during killing spree. Hero shooter thing? Oh. I play a lot of rivals, I guess I just never yapped to people that much about it. Eh. Yeah. So, like, his barrel roll or Magic's limbo portals and everything like that. Yeah. Dude, what drives me crazy is when I'll play Cloak and Dagger, and then the Cloak shift, you can actually get like broken out of it by certain abilities. Like Spider-Man's web will just like break you out of your shift if he already has his like web on you. It just breaks you out of it for no reason, and then it goes on cooldown. That shit is so annoying. Exclamation point playlist relief. Oh shit. Holy Light you can use after you've cast Holy Prism, where you have the Divine Favor buff. That's a little hand that you see in the top left. And then if you want to make it even more powerful, you can use it with your Infusion proc as well. But generally, all you really need is the Divine Favor buff. But Holy Light's kind of like your mana dump for Pally, so you don't want to use it too frequently. We are trying to set some new records. What even did kill him? Was it just the dot? Oh no, there was a mine back there. That's actually what killed Gurlus. I saw that there was like some kind of enemy nameplate, but I couldn't figure out what it was. And then I just saw him like explode in the back, and I realized it's just a mine. Yeah. Beacon of Virtue is really expensive. Beacon of Virtue is just really expensive, and the healing efficiency is just like not that great. So it's just better to run double beacon. Like you can see, I already burned through my mana like at a pretty decent rate without Beacon of Virtue. With it, it would just be even worse. Yeah. I mean, VDH, or sorry, Havoc DH still has the immunity whenever they activate their meta as well. It probably feels really good in keys. It's really, really good. Really feel a lot, but it feels 5 times harder to have a clean key than on disc, and you're constantly just rotating CDs. Yeah. Well, it's like you can't really prep healing the way disc can, you know? I can put up a shield as disc priest for half of somebody's life, and it sits there for 20 seconds. That's absurd for being prepared for incoming hits and stuff, you know? It's actually insane. Nice. GG. Nice and easy. That's the thing. So many healers, if you don't have cooldowns up, your output is just awful. That's kind of just like what's happened over time, though, in the game. Yeah. Heal breakdown? Sure. Yeah, I mean, Disc is just like so much stronger than everybody else. Just kind of how it goes. Absorb's really strong. You know, the defensive penance is really strong even after they nerfed it. Shit's just really good. Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't find... Yeah, okay, so Divine Toll used to be lower. You're not running Resonance because you want the cooldown reduction for Divine Toll instead. Because your tier set is also giving you a cooldown reduction. For every spender, you reduce the cost of Divine Toll by a second. So you're basically just playing to get Divine Toll back as fast as possible. That's the idea. That's the idea. So, running into a few miles before streaming so you can sit down. I mean, I'm gonna sit down in like a little bit, but I'll usually do like intense cardio at the gym in the morning, and then just get some steps in and everything like that during the day. So, is there a big lack of healers? Not at higher keys. Lower keys, it does seem like it. But I think it's just also late in the season. I think it's also just late in the season. Oh, yeah. Turbo Boost Quest. I get to pick up another one. So I gotta do another 4. Oh, I even missed out on a boss there, didn't I? Yeah. Well, let me see if there's some priest keys to do. Then we can continue this later. Oh, we got more gold. Gonna see what gold we get. I kind of like that they killed healer DPS, or at least like it being forced for you to just do nuts amounts of healer damage in order to survive. I don't know. I'm like so over that. I think I really feel like Shadowlands did a ton of damage to the healer population, basically. By like forcing or making it seem like you're forced to just do damage to be successful, you know? Well, it's a lot of like crowd control, I feel like, is the biggest thing these days. Crowd control, mitigation, things like that. My key is Motherload. Gotta re-roll that. Gotta re-roll that. The only 18 I think I have left for Holy is Cinderbrew Meadery. So, I mean, trust me, I agree, Potato. They need to slow the game down in general. It's a big reason why I think that Fellowship is going to succeed, like, in a really big way. I think there's a good chance the Fellowship is going to succeed in a really big way because they're slowing the game down so much. Fellowship is like a standalone WoW game, but it's basically like standalone WoW M+. That's it. There's not like raiding, there's not really like questing, it's just... Yeah. It's just WoW M+. Yeah. So I've done one playtest before, and I'm looking forward to more of them. I need some more of them. You know what I mean? Snipe your spot. Sorry, bud. It's rough out in these parts. IO is scarce. Sorry, I was typing. I had asked what I think the title is going to end up at, and I said 3,800. I think is going to be the end of the title, because the score has gone up. The score has gone up from May 17th to today. It's gone from 3534 to 3684. So we have like 2 months left ish. I think we got another 100-ish points to go. Yo, Malrog, thank you for the full year. Welcome back. Welcome back. Are you looking for the stream setup and everything? Right here for you, stage dive. So my treadmill, I can basically just fit underneath my desk when I'm done. Yeah. Yeah. And plus, made it be easier this season, but pugging seems way harder to separate yourself. Well, it's always like really tough to separate yourself from the pack. But I do think it's much easier for the average player to get on and do their 12s. I do think it's a lot easier. Well, Resil keys and letting people climb has always been like a thing. Basically, it's like if you know the right people, then you'll get in, you know? Resilient just makes it a little bit easier. 19 keys is holy? Eventually, yeah. We have 3 19s done as holy. But I need 3 more 19s to be done with them as disc and get Resilient 19. So I'm going to try to get Resilient 19s as disc, and then I can use that to leapfrog my holy spec up. You still have to be good enough for the key. I saw plenty of people who just had good friends, and the friends carried them. So it's only $150 for the treadmill. Thought it'd be like $1,000. Nah, these walking pads are pretty cheap. You know, they're not too bad. They're not too bad at all. To the top 0.1%, yeah, potato, yeah. There's a surprising amount. I mean, it's not like the people are like awful, right? But if like people had to like pug on their own, there's a number of people who would not be able to. Yeah. It's kind of like, let me use the example for like rating. It's like with the example of like rating, there's plenty of people who raid cutting edge, but a lot of people could not raid like Hall of Fame, you know? And that's kind of what it is with the title, is like there's more narrow differences, but you still have the ability for like 4 players to make up for one mistake or one player's mistakes. Yeah, exclamation point, setup, threats. There you go, Pluto. It's a good time to swap the healer. They're in high demand. Oh, shit. Yeah, reputation and knowing people. Yep. And also availability. Also availability. And I mean, there are, you know, a lot of players who are like the fucking gods. But I've always kind of felt that, like, if 1,000 players get title every season, the, like, top 500 are usually, like, way better than the bottom 500. With some exceptions, obviously. Some outliers here and there, but I would say in general. Yeah, exactly. Like Wang's saying, there's exceptions to the rule. It's not like just getting title instantly like means that you're like one of the best players ever. You know? Yeah, high level dungeons are very choreographed. You're doing the same thing in the same spots at the same time. Yeah. But the thing is that you'll find is like there's quite a few players that do not treat it that way, and they do different things every single time. And that shit is very frustrating. That is very frustrating. Yeah. Aw, thanks, dude Rafe. How you doing? Get a crit flask. A lot of groups. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Yeah, there is a lot of practice in planning. But I think that's why I think it'd be really nice if long term we see resilient keys like stay a thing. I think that shit's gonna be amazing. Because you want to like eventually turn the M plus community into like being used to the idea of like the progression element for keys. You want it like people to be used to like, oh man, we messed up, but like let's try it again. We'll run it back. We'll figure out what we did wrong. We'll improve on it. But it's very, very tough to like map out what you're doing for a 30-minute key and then run it back and do it again perfectly. That's like super tough. That's why so often it's usually like super high end raiders that are the ones who are also super high end key runners because they're used to that kind of element of progress. That's right. You gotta work like a machine. Healers too. I mean, for some of these pulls, you just gotta do the same thing over and over and over again.
Five, four, three, two, one.
All right. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Uh-oh.
Empowered.
Oh my god, this chicken will not get off of me. Oof. Nah, I think he got shared. No, he actually didn't get. Oh no, he did. He did. He did. Yeah. Yo, Astramus. Thank you so much for the new sub. Welcome in. Welcome in. How you doing, Mr. Ron? What's going on, man? There we go.
Empowered.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna say it. But you guys know what I'm thinking. Just more to your point earlier, Wang. Is it, I really want some focus fuel right now? It is! Ah, so true, GM. Exclamation point focus fuel. So true, so true. That's my goat right there. I think he got meleeed. Yeah, he did get meleeed by the boss.
Empowered. Empowered. Empowered.
Trying to help our Boomy out a little bit here. The same way people music. Let's go. Come on, I need an excuse to use uppies here. I'm still not getting it. Ooh, did they apply the dots? Nope. Perfect, perfect. I am shadow melding and drinking.
Empowered.
want to save barrier if I can. Just gonna fear these guys. Insane fat shield on my tank. It gets instantly consumed. I did a solace and a powered shield. Yeah. Alright, let's walk it over.
Empowered. Empowered.
Okay, so right here we have all our cooldowns up. Now I'm gonna light them all on fire. I am so confused because I'm sitting in the corner and I die anyway for it. That's fucking great. That's fucking great. Tragic. Yeah. Exploit with the flamethrower? Well, it can be used to damage the ads, the little bruise and everything like that. But it doesn't deal that much damage. Chat, can we shut up about racism and races and stuff? Thanks. Okay, cool. Awesome. Yeah, you can use the flamethrower to damage the little bruise, but it deals percentage damage. So it doesn't really do much damage at all to the bruise. So often what happens is the first round of bruise drops, you kill it with damage cooldowns, and then before the next round of bruise come out, that's when you hit the flamethrower, and it delays the spawn of those. It delays like the spawn and everything like that of the second round. And then when the next round does come around, then bruise come out, you line of sight them, you go back. It's nice and easy. Oops, I meant to do the mount special. Slash mount special. Eat. Alright. Fare thee well. I must go. Yeah, that's basically how you do it. If you're doing like, you know, not 19s, if you're doing like 16s or below, you probably just hold the flamethrower for the second round of explosive bruise and then use the flamethrower to help kill it. And then that'll work out great. We kind of all killed the key. Damage wasn't that high. Lots of deaths at good, like key points in the encounters. And I think Ryo was on the same position as I was. I know I was hip deep in that corner and I had a shield on myself and I still got hit by the explosive brew, the failed batch, which is super strange. So, I don't know. Our time on the treadmill a day? A couple hours. We're probably kind of hitting the 3-ish hour mark pretty soon. Yeah, we're like 2.5 hours. Something like that. But, I try to get like 10k steps in a day, basically, even if I like walk super slow. So I use this rocket trinket raz on like Dark Flame Cleft and Floodgate, like really high healing check dungeons. So stuff like that. Yeah, 19 Rook's already got a healer, man. Cannot be lobbing another healer. I use click casting, yeah. I just do the click casting. Wait, do I have... I don't think I have an 18 Cinderbrew as Holy. I could sign up as Holy. I could sign up as Holy. It's the same Boomy. This... Oh, they're probably going to make a Fizz comp then. Right-click summon and open up the player menu. Oh, you can do that. Oh, you could do that, right? Go to click casting. General. Menu. And then just set a keybind for it. So mine is alt right-click. You can. Yeah. Silly. Come on, you don't know every single tool and how to use Cell? Holy shit, man. Come on. Don't know how all these add-ons and complex third-party tools all work with different interfaces and different tools and different functions? Come on, man. Do you even play WoW? Where's the passion? No passion, man. Can you imagine like bringing new players into this? You're like, yeah, there's like 20 different interfaces you have to learn for all these different you know, UI functions. Fucking mess, right? But yeah, they got a bunch of tools for it. Cell change on spec? Yeah, super easy. Come on, you don't know about the layouts feature? Nah. Layouts. And you can either make it automatically swap based on role or based on spec. Yeah, but make sure that you build like a key profile for healers, a key profile for DPS, you know, and so on and so forth. Yeah, I got you, dude. And also, if you want to use like, I don't know, default frames or something else, you can make a nothing profile and then label it like DPS or tank or whatever. And then that way it'll load nothing whenever you get into a DPS spec or something.
My favorite
do that.
Such informed videos.
I appreciate it, Lazoop. Thank you for the 7 months. Oh, we're finally going to be getting back on board with new videos, too. All the way home. You know what? I got a good feeling about it. Signing up as Holy. Got a good feeling about this. Planning to play Mop Classic, yeah. I'll probably only play like a little bit at the start, but I'll probably play a lot when Throne of Thunder and Siege of Orgrimmar drop. That's the game plan. What it is, I cannot tell. So, your powered shields automatically apply Prayer of Mending, so you will see Prayer of Mendings out. But I don't talent into it. You could if you really, really wanted to. I don't think it's that big of a deal. But it's between that and Holy Nova. And the Prayer of Mendings don't really do that much as disc. But it's something to cast in downtime, you know? Disc was insane in Mop, dude. So you had Spirit Shell, which would stack up all these shields, right? But you would apply it through Prayer of Healing as Disc Priest. So you would hit the Spirit Shell button, and then you'd hit Prayer of Healing, and it was party-based. So it had to be players being close together and also in the same party. And so you would just double Prayer of Healing, and you'd, you know, put up a shield worth like 70% of their HP or something like that. And you just keep on mashing it. Yes, it is very warm in Austin. It is very, very warm. Let's see. Austin... temperature in Fahrenheit and Celsius. 35C in Austin, Texas. Hey, Grandma. Yeah, very warm. Very, very warm. Yeah, we've been getting kind of like a little bit of storms and then insanely hot weather and then kind of going back and forth between that. Yeah. I think Legion Remix is like the end of this year. Something like that. Something like that. Well, does Norway even have like air conditioning and stuff? Heard of apartment hunting? What's solid rent? Depends on where you want to live. Yeah. Cause like you could live like out of town and pay like 1,000 or 1,100 or something like that. I think I'm gonna try to find like a 2-bedroom for like 17 to 18 or something like that. So, I mean, end of the year could be like October or November, Nilsson. I don't think it's December, but I think it'll be like later half the year. Yeah, I think 2-bedroom, like 17 to 19 is probably pretty normal around Austin. Yeah. Rent's been going down a lot though, because it might be like 1,800, but like 6 weeks free or something like that. There's been a lot of that going around. Yep. Market in NYC and shit's like 2.8 for a nice place with a washer and dryer and stuff. Yeah. Yeah. I got a whole list depending on like your priorities and stuff, Dirty Mike, in my guides. Mr. Pick Me Up is probably one of the first things you want though. Yeah. Probably one of the first things. As disc, they're both technically equal, Church. As holy, you'd want more crit. Yeah. Someone from the UK, the weirdest thing about US apartments is they won't put washers and dryers in kitchens. Mine kind of does. Yeah. Like, my floor plan is... kind of like this. Hang on. It's kind of like bedroom, bedroom, kitchen. And the washer dryer is like on the opposite side of the kitchen, basically. Yeah. How many spells in my click casting? A decent bit. Live in a spaceship? Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, I am kind of an alien.
Empowered.
You're a part of me. Wherever I go. Aw, thanks, Chef. He didn't die to the first pull of this instance, so I'm kind of feeling it today, you know. Couple more holy fires.
Empower.
Ooh, even hit cold snap. Let's go. More time to do damn. Nah, I don't cast Prayer of Mending as disc. Personally. Tick one more time. Just want to make sure my tank doesn't die here. Yeah, I'm not actually casting Prayer of Mendings myself, but as Oracle, when you cast a Powered Shield, it automatically applies a permanent. Dun, 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 dun. Oh shit. Yep. That was a good bubble. That was a good bubble. What I'm doing right now is I'm using Piety's Overheal redirect to allow me to dump my Sanctifies. So all that overheal on the full health targets then just gets transferred into people with the dots on them. Makes it a lot easier. I'm gonna let him proc. There we go. Not proc, but I'll let him utilize his altar time and then heal him after. Waiting patiently.
Empower.
Put a bubble on myself. Yeah, I don't really want to risk it. Just gonna hit Clairvoyance. Cool. And we got Apotheosis for the next pull.
Empower.
I might die. There's a very good chance I could die this pull. It's getting better. Becoming less likely. Yeah, I had 2 stacks and I thought I was about to get a third. I was very, very scared. Okay. Wanted to make sure. I don't know if we're going to kill an additional time. Or I don't know if we're going to kill an additional wave for these brews. But I guess we're about to find out. I think a bunch of those honeys just went off, so yeah. And it's not looking positive on the stop the brews. So we're just going to kill them. And right here, yeah, the flames are working. The flames are working. It's good. It's really, really good. Yeah, it's good res. It's a really good res. Just gonna fear. Help kill bruise. And we get to keep, yep. It's actually pretty good, because we'll keep Apotheosis, do the skip, big chillin'. Let's see. Enemy damage taken, failed batch. Oh, we're doing mage damage to it, let's go! We're doing something. Keeping stuck on Priory. Can't seem to out-heal the damage on Dalcry. You're talking about like the mind controlled or the undead version with the ticking damage? Are you talking about the first boss? I forget the names.
Empower.
Oh, the first boss. Okay, okay. Yeah, so what I would do, I mean, if it's like ticking damage, you should basically just always be having some round of cooldowns available for it every single time. Like, you should be jumping between having, like, Shadow Fiend and Insight for one, and then for another, you know, Avenge and, like, Piety or something along those lines. You basically just always scrambling between a different healing cooldown. And especially at higher keys, you know, they're going to organize or at least just, like, call out of, like, hey, we'll use AMZ on this one. Hey, we're going to use Barrier on this one. Stuff like that matters a lot. to get as much holy fire off as I can. Yeah, it's probably gonna suck for the Boomkin for a bit. Quite a bit, actually. But I just have to heal him through it. It's poor Boomkin, man. Here, have GS. You might need to leave that on you. Oh yeah, people are really bad about using defensives, dude. People are very bad about using them. Yeah, basically all you can really do reliably, right, is watch those timers, try to control your own CDs, things like that, you know. This one's probably gonna be pretty tough at first, because I don't really have that much output. But we found our way through it. And then, God, 8 seconds? Crud.
Empowered.
That'll do. Alright, team, we need our damage. There we go. Shit. I'm glad that he hit the dwarf so fast. Otherwise, I would have wasted the master spell. I'm trying. I'm trying. Alright. Hit the old clairvoyance. Piety overheal redirect. Need to walk a very fine line to get out of that. And we do. Yo, how you doing, Agent? Got me an air fryer today, moving up in the world. Oh, let's go. Here's to new eras. Oh, man. Your life will never be the same. They are great, dude. They're so convenient. They're so convenient. This is the equivalent of, like, when every house had a microwave in it back in the day, you know?
Empowered.
Kind of the wrong decision with the dispel. Not gonna lie. It's okay, though. Cooking fries right now, I'm not even hungry. Well, now you can. Yeah. Dude, this is like, this feels like the longest boss fight in history. Oh, baby, let's go. Yeah, that's what I got as well. I got a ninja. Oh, dude, I hear the ninja slushies are insane. I hear they're actually insane. And we shadow meld, and I didn't drop combat. Tragic. It's cool. I don't need that much mana for this next pull. And I got Symbol coming.
Empowered. Empowered.
Holy fire. Holy fire. Shadow Meld should get nerfed. I mean, they nerfed the bejesus out of Arcane Torrent after like 2 seasons or something like that back in the day. I don't know why they want to keep Shadow Meld so good. Changed my mind, but Goldie Baronbottom isn't the villain. She had legal rights to it. What if I told you that a bank buying a poor farmer's farm was legal, but not necessarily moral? And that as players, we're the moral arbiters. We choose right and wrong, and everything that we do is right, and everything that the other people do, the NPCs do, is wrong. And so it's up to us to impose our will upon these NPCs, shape the world as we want to see it. This world is basically an infinite playground for us to be able to achieve our goals and to fight back against the NPCs. Think about that, bud. Reflect and come back to me. My bees are not working again. My bees are not working again. I'm furious. Or did you get lost in Amsterdam?
Empowered.
Now we're just gonna lose now. Oh, the death counter? No, it's right there. Sorry, I didn't realize my thing.
I simply wish you had lasted a little longer.
Wow, it is a hard game. Yeah, it's the I've had Warcraft logs thing. If you check at the top right, and I can't move it anywhere else. Yeah, and WoW is a hard game. The Brett, who died first, had some buttons to press both times. But you know, yeah. I didn't think Workshop would get beat on the best dungeon voice line of the season, but CB is a banger. Yeah, it definitely has an awful onboarding experience. So, yeah, you want to spam shield on cooldown. Yep. On cooldown. Ideally after a penance cast. I guess everybody logged off. Let's do a little step tracker. Wish I could make just specifically this room in the apartment cooler. I have to get like another mini AC. And plus leaving penalty. I mean, nobody like left in this one. It was just GG, you know. This one was just a GG moment. 9,000 steps, not bad. 8.9. Yeah. Yo, Prez, are you gonna play some Fellowship? Be doing any little Fellowship when it comes out? Haven't tried it. Whenever a playtest comes around, you should. You should, because like way less abilities, but still like fun, interesting abilities. Way less crowd control, way less defensives. Like a lot of those things, dude. It's like a nice, fresh reset. You know? Should be hype. Oh, you're playing DK? Really? Oh. All those things are already true compared to Evoker? Yeah. But I mean like the entire game as a whole. Like way less spike damage because you actually don't have as many defensives to just raw mitigate your way through problems. It's really nice. It's really, really nice. Healer can actually heal, you know? It's a miraculous feeling. I bet you did know that I was dangerous. dangerous. There he is. Nah, I haven't played Expedition 33. I've been playing a lot of Rivals. I've been playing a lot of Rivals. Part of me wants to play some Rivals right now. And here they come out of the shadow. I've watched like a couple people play bits and pieces of the game. It looks cool though. I've just been like sucked in through Rivals. I've just been sucked into it. Into the dark. Honestly, let's go play some Rivals. I want to go play some Rivals. Yeah. I'm like Celestial 2 right now. I'm like Celestial 2 right now. We've been rolling. Been a lot of fun. Been a lot of fun. Ladies Count Wax or Pick Me Up? Pick Me Up. Yeah. Yeah, good old Mr. Pick Me Up.